Hey y'all, I'm about to go to bed, but I decided I wanted to come on this here wherever I post this because I want to say something. I was listening to someone talk today, and I heard them use a phrase that I've heard them use over and over and over and over again. But for the first time, while they were not intentionally defining the phrase, in the context of the conversation, I finally understood their definition of the phrase. Now, here's why that's interesting. Because this entire time, we've both been using the same phrase. And it wasn't until tonight that I realized they have a definition of that phrase, and their definition is very different from my definition of the phrase. And all of a sudden, it clicked. What God has been trying to do in me. He has been trying to get me to stop fighting for my right to be right. And I just, because a few minutes ago, right before I clicked, well, not a few minutes ago, but before I decided to come on here, I just kept hearing him say, and I was singing it in a tune, but you don't got to fight for your right to be right. And it was like, oh, wow. Because, and here's why this is interesting, right? God is so funny, and I love him so much. I run this business with my brother, and one of our corporate clients came out of their box this week and tried to tell me what they wasn't going to do, when contractually, no, you are going to do it, right? And when I saw that email, I immediately crafted my reply, and then I called my brother, and the first thing I said to him was, "Hey, let me know, you ready to lose or not?" Here's what I mean by "Are you ready to lose?" I have a way where when you're in situations where it's possible the other person will not like what you say, like what you do, whatever the case may be, and they may decide to pull out of the situation. And that, you need to factor that in before you say or do whatever you're going to say and do. And so when I call my brother and I say, "Are you ready to lose?" what I mean is, I'm about to go in here and I'm finna say what I'm finna say. I'm finna stand on business. And if standing on business means we don't have a business no more, are you ready for that? Are you ready for the repercussions of that? Because if you don't want that, then I got to restructure, I got to reframe what I'm about to do. But I was on 10 because of what they were trying to do. And so I call my brother and I go and I'm like, because this, and they in the wrong, and contractually and our terms of service, and you trying to play with my money, and I don't, because don't mess with my money. And I'm like, I'm finna send him this response and this. And if they don't want to work with us no more, then I don't care, because I ain't sweating nobody by no money. I'm going in. And I mean what I say. Ain't nobody's dollar gonna hold nothing over my head, ever. And so my brother was just like, okay. He gave me his thoughts, and I said, okay. On my way home, this is yesterday. On my way home, I decide, you know what? You've been at work all day. You done been to the bank. You done read that email. That done triggered your dukes up. Let's fight. You need to not respond to that email today. You need to close your laptop. You need to close both your work laptop and your personal laptop, which is turned into another version of a work laptop. You need to close all of them. Close them work phones. Just close it all. Shut it down. Watch TV. Scroll for a little bit. Just get your mind off of stuff. Don't send that email tonight. So I didn't. I woke up this morning. I go into prayer. And I'm praying. And then the Lord say, hey, go ahead and let them do what they want to do. Go ahead and bite the bullet. And don't throw the woman that caused the conflict under the bus. Don't tell on her. Don't tell her boss what she said. Child. And all he said was, vengeance is mine. I will repay. You don't have to fight. He just kept saying that. That was this morning. And so then later this evening, to hear this person talking and to hear them defining a phrase that I hear them say all the time, and realizing that we this whole time have been saying the same thing without saying the same thing at all. And then hear God say, because the point was, I want you to stop fighting for your right to be right. That was his word to me. And I find it interesting because that was like the last 6 months of 2025. He started trying to show me that. I won't say it's trying. He started showing me that at the top of 2025. If you go back on this channel, you'll see there's a video where it talks about, man, I can't think of what the name of it is, but I talked about Elijah and the angels surrounding him and him having to show his servant, like, hey, there's more of us than it is of them. And I said then, God was teaching me, like, I am with you. I'm never going to leave you, and I'm going to always fight for you, right? That was at the top of 2025. Then the latter part of 2025, it was like, okay, do you remember all the stuff I said? Girl, I said I was going to fight for you. Do not fight for your right to be right. Don't say nothing back. Don't leave. Don't do this. Don't do none of that. Don't fight for your right to be right. And he wasn't saying it in those terms or that phrase. That phrase didn't come until tonight. But that was his point. And so then today, to finally hear some clarity around definitions, which allows me, in all honesty, to be more okay with some things that I'm a part of, or there's some things that I'm about to venture into. To hear it, it's like, oh, but it only came after that. I don't want to say final test, but a test this morning of, are you gonna fight or are you gonna let me fight for you? When I say don't throw her under the bus, even though she wrong and she lying. Because the client was lying to her boss. And then her boss made some assumptions. But we're not here for this. I'm not going to go into this. My point is, they're in the wrong. But love covers a multitude of sins. Are you going to fight for your right to be right? Or are you going to show the character of Christ? Now, all that being said, he then, because I love the Lord, he heard my cry. He affirmed me. And he was like, listen, I also didn't say that you were wrong, sis. He said, I never told you were wrong about the stuff that happened this morning or about that other stuff that you almost ready to fight for in the last few months. Even at the top of 2025, the stuff that was coming up then, he was like, I never said you were wrong. I just said, stop putting yourself, or my point was, stop putting yourself in my position as your father, as your shield, as your protector. When you fight for you, you are putting yourself in the place of God. You don't fight for you. He fights for you. You don't fight for you. You don't be your own shield. He's your shield. And he's like, that's all I've been trying to get you to understand this whole time. I never said you were wrong. I never said you didn't see the stuff that you see. I never said that you didn't interpret what you saw correctly. I never said that you didn't hear what you heard. I never said that you didn't discern what you discerned. I never said any of that was wrong. What I did, what my point was, is in all of your rightness, stop fighting for the right to be right and let me fight for you. Now, let's move on. And I just want to come on here and tell y'all what I got from that, what I heard him say to me, because that was good to me. And maybe it'll be good to you too. All right, I'm going to eat my food and then I'm going to relax. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.